Well, and a very good evening and welcome to KTN Business News. We have some good news for farmers. Well, trials on a new livestock vaccine that will be able to control foot and mouth disease has finally been successfully completed, paving the way for Kenya's beef and other animal products to access the lucrative European Union market for the first time. Philip Keitani has more.
The lucrative 500 million strong European consumer market has long been a preserve of the country's horticultural sector. Kenya's beef and live animals were restricted to the AU because of the foot and mouth disease endemic in Kenya. But farmers now have a reason to smile with the discovery of an oil-based foot and mouth disease vaccine.
The vaccine also has a long immunity. It confers a long immunity than the Equus one, from 6 months to 1 year, and it has also a longer shelf life of 24 months.
Kenya now joined the exclusive league of nations capable of controlling the deadly foot and mouth disease, a fact that could lift the curtains on the EU market. To thousands of Kenyan livestock farmers, the vaccine will bring huge savings in time and costs. Animals will be vaccinated once for mature animals and twice for young animals, as opposed to the current situation where they have to vaccinate animals more than 3 times a year.
Kenya has a massive livestock resource comprising of 3.4 million exotic cattle, 14.1 million indigenous cattle, 17.1 million sheep, 27.7 million goats, 2.9 million camels.
The vaccine will also be a boon to the country's dairy sector by eliminating the secondary infections that occur after the outbreak of foot and mouth diseases. The vaccine developer now says 430,000 doses of the vaccine are readily available for farmers. Philip Keitani, KTN Business.
Many thanks there, Philip. Indeed, a step in the right direction. Well, Kenya has been ranked as the 14th most urbanized country in Africa, with demand for goods and services rising every year. And with the rapid urbanization, there is increasing pressure for better roads, airports and ports. On this week's edition of Transformers, I sit down with the chairman of the Kenya Vision 2030 Delivery Board, Dr. James Mwangi, to spotlight the key infrastructural projects the country is taking up. Well, Kenya has been dubbed as one of the countries that is on the move. And this is because it is taking up serious infrastructure projects. I want to speak to the chairman of the Vision 2030 Delivery Board to understand where the country is and are we likely to achieve these dreams. Just to kick off this conversation, Dr. Mwangi, just to mention a number of the projects that the country is taking up, we have the Lamu Port, South Sudan, Ethiopia Transport Corridor, LAPSET, as well as the Konza City. All these have been earmarked under the Vision 2030. What's the status of these projects really?
Let me take this opportunity, particularly to remind Kenyans of projects that we have done very well. The first one was the Jomo Kenyatta International, Terminal 4. Is now offering Kenya Airways a huge opportunity of convenience at the port. If we look at Mombasa Port, Terminal 19 and 21 again will transform the way we do business in Mombasa.
In the event that these projects are successfully implemented, do you feel they'll have a significant impact in lifting Kenya's economy?
Let's look at the development of the port. Is to really make Kenya a hub for the region, such that the goods for South Sudan, the goods for Ethiopia, the goods for, they are passing through Kenya. And in the process, creating enormous opportunity. Power is a constraint at the moment. The cost of power, the quality of the power, the reliability of the power. By generating 5,000 plus megawatts of power, we'll be able to deal with all the issues that hold investors back because we don't have sufficient power.
Do you at some time feel that politics is sort of interfering in the economic development agenda for Kenya?
I tend to get worried about the sentiment we express and politicizing the economic, because we envisaged that Vision 2030 will be driven by the private sector. The government was just to enable the private sector. This sentiment sometimes put off prospective investors, because prospective investors are looking for stability, they are looking for political tranquility, they are looking for stable microeconomic environment. So when we really distort this with the sentiments that sometimes cannot be supported by underlying facts, we're just shooting ourselves.
Well, and with Transformers, that's how we wrap up KTN Business News for today. Of course, it has been a pleasure bringing you the business news throughout the week. And we leave you with the financial report. The shilling still trading at a high of 102.27. Of course, a lot of feedback coming in from analysts indicating that we expect some stability in the coming months. My name is Abiagina. Let's do this same time next week. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.